Ladies and gentlemen, it has been 6 long months since OU hockey last took the ice, but we are back. I am Ben Dackey. Alongside me is my partner, Caleb Shaw. We are ready for the annual OU hockey red and white scrimmage. Caleb, how you feeling?
I could not be more excited to be back in the Blazers Ice Center for another season with OU. A lot of new things coming up this year, a lot of changes for the team, and all of them are just about as exciting as they could be.
Well, there was a lot of turnover in OU hockey this year. We're going to be seeing a team with a new head coach, a new GM, an entirely new coaching staff, and we are going to have a totally new set of captains. Cameron Bickford, as of right this moment, is not the acting captain. Now, he hasn't been stripped of his captaincy or anything like that, but new coach Peter Arvanitis, he just wants to see where the team is at and who they want to give the seat to. What do you think about that, Caleb?
I think it's a good call. I mean, it's a big reset for the team on and off the ice. Locations are changing, personnel is changing, players are changing. And a hard reset is always good for the team. Everybody has to earn their spot. Nobody is quote unquote safe in their role or even on this roster right now.
When we spoke to Coach Arvanitis before the game, he spoke very highly of Cameron Bickford's leadership and his qualities both on and off the ice. And when I was at training camp Monday night, I don't think anyone was skating harder than Cameron Bickford. So if there is a front runner to get the C, I would say it's probably him.
Yeah, and Cameron Bickford really has embraced the mantra this new staff has brought on of get on board. That's going to be on the ice, off the ice, from the players, the fans, the coaches, from us here in the crew. Coach Arvanitis wants us to get on board with this new regime.
After Austin Miller departed in the offseason, Coach Arvanitis was brought back. Coach Arvanitis is actually the winningest head coach in program history. And when I talked to him a few months ago when the hire was announced, he said it was just the right time to come back.
Yeah, and it looks like a great time so far. They've been preaching fundamentals all week, been progressing every day. And when we spoke to him earlier, he said that's what he's looking for tonight. It's just more progression like he's seen.
It was the practice that he was running on Monday night. Honestly, it reminded me of my high school days with Coach Dan Wildfong. Just a lot of movement. If these guys aren't in better shape by the end of that week, they weren't doing something right, because that was a lot of skating that I watched.
Yeah, and tonight will be a good preview into what we see this year. Coach shows there'll be some tough decisions to make about this roster, but come next week, we should have an official list, an official roster ready for this upcoming season.
38 players came out to practice on Monday night, rather. 34 skaters and 4 goalies. The main 2 goalies that I saw getting the majority of the reps were Brendan Culbertson-Bond, who appears to be back at full strength after having surgery during last season, which effectively ended his season back in December, and Gage Redman, who came on the scene as a freshman last year. We had some fun times with his fraternity, the Betas, when they came in. There might have been a bit of a brouhaha between them and one of the opposing teams, but those appear to be the 2 main goalies heading into the start of the season here.
Yeah, and talk about adversity. With the story of Brendan Culbertson-Bond is fantastic, with how much injury adversity, off the ice adversity he's gone through. He has always found a way to persevere, and along with Cameron Bickford, has really kind of been the heart and soul of this team through a lot of changes the past couple years.
It just didn't really seem anything could go right for the Sooners last year, because there were just so many injuries. There was a couple of COVID problems during the season. They had to cancel a series because of COVID problems that Texas A&M was having. And there was just so much missing last year, and there was never really that one line or one player that really rose above to really lead this team either on the stat sheet. They had the locker room leaders, but in terms of on-ice production, they didn't really have that last year.
Yeah, there was a real mixed bag throughout the year. The line shuffled quite a bit. New players rotated in and out of the roster after the winter break, and this new staff has a new vision for the team, and that vision is to get back to the national finals.
And Coach Arvanitis, he preached to us that this isn't really guys that he's recruited yet. This is very much an inherited program, and player-wise, that's really the only thing that's staying the same from last year. There are a few new faces, Alex Secord being one of them. I actually played with him in high school.
Nice.
But there are a few new faces, but for the most part, this is going to be a very similar-looking team to what we saw last year. And in terms of what Coach Arvanitis gets, he's inherited a lot of talent, but to get this talent to play together and start winning some more hockey games, that's what we're here for.
Right, and there will be a new structure to this team. As we spoke to him earlier, he said he would like to see contributions from up and down this lineup all season long. Consistent scoring threats were not always easy to come by last year. We always had a mixed bag of players on the power play putting up points. But this year, like he said, we want to get a mix. Excuse me. He wants to get consistent scoring up and down the lineup.
And that was something he said to me that I thought was really interesting. Typically, when you're looking at hockey rosters, you have your best scorers are going to be in your top six for your top two forward lines. Coach Arvanitis didn't really agree with my assessment when I brought that up to him. He said he wants a top 12. Just he wants absolutely everyone contributing on the score sheet. Maybe not everyone can do that, but maybe they will.
Yeah, and the simulation of game speed tonight is going to be a great measure to see who's going to fit where in that lineup, and hopefully we'll have a top 12 of elite scorers on this team this year.
I would very much like to say he scores about 10 times every night we do this.
That'd be fantastic.
And in terms of the rink situation, it does seem the driving distance does seem like a bit of a challenge, but when we talked to new GM Brad Brassett, he could not seem to be happier with the new situation. There just seem to be a lot of opportunities, and it's actually pretty interesting. So it's going to be the Sooners, national tournament runner-up UCO, who we have a lot of history with, and the brand new Oklahoma State program, who had their first season back last season, are all going to be playing under the same roof. And Brad Bassett said that he thinks that's going to do wonders for the game of college hockey in the state of Oklahoma. What do you think about that, Caleb?
Well, yeah, absolutely. And having Bedlam on ice for the first time ever this year, both at Arctic Edge Arena in Edmond, Oklahoma, and one at the BOK Center in Tulsa, Oklahoma, will be a fantastic way to bring more ambassadors to this game. Maybe get some more youth hockey programs started up in here like we see everywhere.
I had a quick word with forward Ethan McKinley before he went to the dressing room this evening, and he said that there's just one mission for this year. They want to get to Boston. We have not seen this team get to nationals, at least as long as I've been here, and I think these guys are ready to get back to nationals. What do you think?
I see a lot of energy from this squad, and I cannot wait to see what they put on the ice this season.
Well, the players have just started warm-ups now, so we are going to step aside for a moment. Until then, we would like to thank our friends at Black Dog Hockey for helping us put this product together for you, and we will be right back. That was good. Yeah. Get back into it. I like the whites. So there are a couple of guys who have the same nameplates from last year, but be careful with that because 7 in white, it says Sinclair, but it's actually Brendan Clark. So anyone who's not wearing red pants, just double check. But you can trust the Reds? I think anyone who's in full Sooners gear, you should be good. We're going to get a Mr. OU appearance? We might. I haven't seen him yet. Have you? I still can't believe they Ladies and gentlemen, welcome, 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 welcome. Thank you so much for joining us on YouTube this evening. We are in a new home for our broadcast this season, so thank you for making the trip over with us. Once again, a big thank you to our friends at Black Dog for helping us make this happen. And here we are once again for another red and white scrimmage. Looks like we got Bailey Prouty in the face-off circle for Team Red. Nate Payne will be opposing him in the face-off circle. You ready to go, Caleb?
I am more than ready to go.
The puck is dropped, and we are off. Cameron Bickford picks it up and dumps it deep right away. Gage Redmond receives it, wraps it around the wall. Team Red trying to break it out. Brendan Sinclair sends it around the zone. Team Red plays it back behind their own net, and here they come out of the zone. Sinclair tried to get it to Prouty, but intercepted by Payne. Puck gets back to Prouty, intercepted by McKinley. McKinley over to Payne. Payne shot, saved by Redmond. Another rebound, another good save by Redmond. Team White getting a couple of shots in early.
It's a good tough test early on.
Bickford coming in slowly. Sends it back up to the point. Barone passes over to McKinley. McKinley back to the D.
Oh, that's Catalano's shot that just went wide. That one's going to wrap all the way back around.
Couple of new faces. The nameplates are a bit misleading this evening. We haven't quite gotten everything. Not every name is going with the right number quite yet, so bear with us tonight. Declan Martin gets it in deep. Couple of Sooners fighting, and ooh, nice hit there. There's Alex Secord. Whiffs on a pass, intercepted by Team Red.
Oh, good centering chance out in front there. Puck was on edge, kind of skipped up, couldn't get the good wood on it. We're running a little bit different clock series tonight. We'll be doing 2 25-minute halves, so the traditional 3 periods for a hockey game. Gives a little bit longer look at the players in short bursts, and it's going to keep a little bit less time off the ice for them.
Secord carries it through the neutral zone. He's going to come in on Redmond. Shot, saved by Redmond. Redmond's being tested early here.
Rebound chance got blocked to the side. And looks like they're going to be able to hold it in the offensive zone here for the moment. That's an onside play. Stretch pass into the offensive zone for Red. It's going to be retaken. That's William Blake with an outlet pass back to center ice.
Team Red goes D to D, trying to get out of their zone. Team White has dictated the pace of play so far tonight. We'll see if that can change here early. Team White dumps it out of their own zone. We might get an icing here, and it's waved off. McKinley pressuring. McKinley gets it in the neutral zone, takes a look. He decides he has space. He's going to roar in by himself. Drops it back to Bassett. Nothing doing there, and Team White recovers and they regroup. McKinley, pass to Payne, but goes wide.
It was impressive to keep that play onside there as well. Another good chance for the White team early.
Payne with another shot, gets deflected. Liked what he's doing. Payne over to Russell. Russell shot save. McKinley back up to Payne. Payne sends it in deep, and it'll go around the zone.
It's been a bevy of chances for the White team here early. Fantastic vision from Gage Redmond on every shot thus far. Been squaring up, taking good angles. Nothing's even seemed to phase him.
Well, Redmond, he soaked up his share of shots when he joined the Sooners last year after Culberson Bond went down. Hopefully he can do a bit more of that this year. Bickford passes it up to Payne. Payne gets it in deep. Bickford is there to get it in the corner. Strong forecheck by Bickford as Team White gets it.
A little scrum along the wall. They got to get that puck moving.
Bailey Prouty appears to have possession of it now. Team Red gets it, still has it behind their own net, trying to get it out.
That's going to be Jake Barone carrying it out. He's going to play it off the boards, trying to get into the offensive zone. Cleared out by the White team again. That center ice pass was deflected, going to go back into the zone. Stopped there by Redmond. He's content to let this play out behind his net. Now held up with the top. There's a big shot tipped in front, I believe, and a rebound try. That one's also saved by Redmond and pushed into the corner.
Team Red trying to get it out of their own zone. Rabelais passes it up to Christopher Littlefield, a new face, but it was intercepted by Team White. Team Red having a bit of a hard time stringing along some possession time here. Littlefield trying to get some distance there. Excuse me, Nicholas Evatt had a bit of space there.
Stretch pass and engage the icing. A lot of pace to the plays so far. A lot of speed, a lot of legs.
William Baird on the forecheck for Team Red is hit early by Secord as Team White gets it out. Declan Martin gets it into the Team Red's defensive zone, and he'll get a change. Here comes Matthew Reyes for Team Red. Makes a few moves. Makes a nice move, and Team Red gets it in deep. Blake Morris plays it up. Team White getting a breakout now, but it's kept in by Nicholas Evatt again.
Reyes giving chase from his knees, brought down there. It's going to be White team recovering back behind now. Excuse me.
Takes a look. Here comes Team White. 23 on Team White coming in. Takes a look. Gets a pass off. Here comes Glass.
That's an onside play.
The Sooners did lose a couple of seniors from last season, one of which was Hunter Lane, a multiple-year veteran for the Sooners, but his red 14 is being worn by Logan Sadler tonight.
And like we mentioned earlier, when the regular season does come around, we'll have some proper nameplates. There'll be a little bit less confusion on the roster.
Yeah, the nameplates are a bit of a bit tough to read off the nameplates when the nameplate says one thing and the roster says another thing. But first game back for everyone, so there's a bit of rust here in the broadcast booth as well.
This will be Sinclair walking in. He'll take a shot. That one's swallowed by Culbertson Bond, and we'll get our first stoppage.
Both Culbertson Bond and Redmond are wearing some new equipment. Culbertson Bond with some nice black pads, a glove and a blocker. Gage Redmond wearing a custom-made Sooners helmet. So Sooners have a couple of well-dressed goaltenders. Sinclair wins the face-off against Payne. Red trying to get some shots here. Prouty passes up to his defenseman. Shot!
Oh, that one was tipped just wide.
Connor Fry keeps it in, but that's going to be Jake Barone who gets it behind his own net, passes up to McKinley. McKinley tries to get it to Payne, but it's a bit of a misfire, intercepted. Team Red trying to keep it in, but they will have to regroup.
A little bit of a flip to the momentum here. The red team not getting quite as many shots, but a good quality chance and a lot of zone time as now the white team comes back the other way.
Carson Bassett saw McKinney. He got it to him. McKinley sends it up to Bickford. Bickford back to Payne. McKinley has it behind the net. He's taking a look, trying to find someone. Tries to get up to Bassett. Good idea, but it gets bounced over to Payne. Team Red has it now and will simply dump it into the neutral zone. Sinclair has it. Sinclair will send it deep, and he will get a line change. Prouty on the forecheck for Team Red and checks Barone.
Good soccer style there, skate to stick play, able to keep control, get it in the zone, and now white team for their own line change, get some fresh bodies out there.
Matthew Reyes taking it in. He will dump it in, but it's intercepted by Connor Wilson. Not a bad idea there, but white team gets it back. A lot of back and forth here. See, speaking from experience, after a week of training camp, these guys are probably tired.
Oh, yeah.
So expect a lot of short shifts. I'm not sure how many longer shifts or mind-blowing speed we're going to be seeing here tonight. Martin intercepts the pass. Saw something, but it got picked off there by Nicholas Evatt.
Oh.
Evatt's had the puck quite a bit tonight.
He's brought down there, no call, and the red bench kind of screaming for one. None provided.
Secord sent it to Wilson. Wilson got it in deep. Bit of hits so far tonight. That was Anthony Catalano getting a bit of a Bit of a bump.
And so does the physicality ratchet up in a game like this compared to the practice on the week, or are you not going quite 100% knowing it's your own teammates on the other side?
I think when you're in a game where you're kind of playing for your hockey lives, like no one really has a spot nailed down, as Coach told us earlier this evening. So I think these guys are just trying to put themselves in the best position to make this team.
Oh, that one was tipped in front. Another good reflexive save.
Evatt tried to carry it up through the middle, but it was intercepted by Team White. Evatt got back with it, passes it to his D partner Swearingen, the former OKC Blazer. And that was Christopher Littlefield getting it in deep. Culbertson Bond plays behind his own net. Sends it off to Morris. Morris.
With speed,
Intercepted
turns it over.
there by Tristan Glass. Shot. Saved by Culbertson Bond. Another save by Culbertson Bond.
I think that second try got iron.
Frabelet with it now. Will simply send it in deep.
And with that one now, the intensity's starting to ratchet up a little bit.
Blake Bannon sends it back to Frabelet. Floodlight gets it into the neutral zone, but it's picked off by Team White. Not a lot of extended possession here tonight. A lot of back and forth tonight.
Oh, that aerial flip catches some of the supports with the ceiling here, and that'll get us a stoppage.
I'm seeing a lot of air sucking going on down there, Caleb. So it was a long shift. We haven't had a lot of play stoppages so far tonight.
No, I believe this is just the second or third. It'll be Prouty coming against Payne for this draw. A couple of veterans of the team.
Payne wins it back, gets it to Blake Morris, a new face here in Oklahoma. Red team goes D to D and tries to get out, and it gets past Cade Russell.
Oh, delayed offside on that one. Oh, that one tipped.
Prouty scores! And we have our first goal of the evening, courtesy of Bailey Prouty. A tip shot in front of Brendan Culbertson Bond gets by him, and we have a 1-0 lead for Team Red.
One more wrinkle to the format tonight. We will have a running clock. So even with that and the other stoppages, down almost halfway through this first half of the game already.
Well, when you divide the roster into two, ice time is not a problem. Trust me on that.
Bickford a tape-to-tape
Martin with
pass.
it, tries to send it up to Catalano. Bickford has been an absolute dog on the ice tonight. He just does not want to give up that puck. While he is not officially the captain as of this moment, he is still wearing the C on his jersey. So is that a bit of a foreshadowing move? I guess we'll find out later.
Well, and Coach has only spoken highly of him. He's only spoken highly of this entire team so far, but we know that Bickford's a fantastic leader on and off the ice. He's played this role before, and if things go well, he could play it again. Reyes takes a big check right underneath us. Able to get the puck deep, and a little bit of a reset here for Red Team. White putting on some more pressure again.
Matthew Reyes sends it up to Logan Sadler. Sadler coming in, making a few moves, goes wide, tries to send it in the slot. Good idea, but no one's there, and it's picked off by Declan Martin. Martin turns it back over to Tristan Glass. Glass shot, and it's shot up high, and we're going to get a stoppage here.
Really impressed with the discipline on ice so far to make sure all these plays stay on side by both sides of the roster.
It's been a pretty good quality of play so far, I think. It's been good speed, good amount of passing. The passes have been pretty on target for the most part so far tonight. Goalies have been getting a lot of work, which is what you want early in the season. Red team shot off the faceoff. Nice save there by Culbertson Bond as it's picked up by White team. Team Red. Couple of Sooners there on the half wall. And we will get it in deep. Cody Wilson with it. Making a nice breakout pass. Not a good result, though, as Team Red gets it. Wilson chips it up, and we might have a bit of a rush here. William Blake trying to make a move. Blake gets free. Pass. Oh! Brendan Clark couldn't hold on to that pass, and we're going to have to try again a little bit later.
I think that puck was just a little bit on edge for him as it came into the slot.
Red had a 2-on-2 there, but it deflects out. Bassett trying to come in. He's got some space. Prouty on the check. Bassett gets it behind the net, but it's taken by Reyes. Reyes drops it back to his partner. Intercepted by Payne, and oh, what a save by Redmond!
He just committed larceny.
Nate Payne trying to make something happen here tonight. McKinley has it. Passes it up to Secord. Secord makes a nice spin.
Good sustained pressure if they can hold it in, and they do.
Gets it in, gets it to his partner. White gets it in deep. 3 Sooners behind the net fighting for that puck. Prouty with it.
And now second a chance to get off the ice. Blake Morris, some fresh legs on for White.
Davison turns it over to Morris. Team White back with it as Morris plays it back. Bassett gets it up to Payne. Payne will put it off the scaffolding, and we will have one more stoppage. About 9 minutes to go here in this first of 2 25-minute halves. I got to say, I'm liking what I'm seeing so far this year, but I got to say, the team, I don't know what it is. They just look a little bit bigger than they looked last year. I don't know if it's because everyone's a year older. Maybe it was a younger team last year, and we do have a lot more veterans than we did last year. But the team just looks bigger physically.
Seen a lot of tenacity, too, along the boards tonight. A lot of energy from the squad, even after a hard week at this training camp.
Swearingen sends it in deep, and Team Red will try to get some possession time here. Tristan Glass gets it, but it's tipped back deep. Team White trying to make a play here, getting out of their zone, and we'll send it all the way down.
Icing
is waved off. Bickford with it now, loses it. Team Red with it now. Christopher Littlefield has it. Turns it over to Bickford. Bickford goes D to D. Catalano turns it over, and here comes Team Red. Nicholas Evett trying to muscle his way in, but can't hold on.
Tried to make some magic happen there. 3-on-1, nearly 4-on-1. Red team able to reset here. Both teams going for a partial change.
Puck is played back to Frabelet. Making some fancy moves here. Made a bit of a mohawk there under the faceoff dot. And he will play it back up into the neutral zone. Team Red trying to get something going here. Sadler. Pass into the slot. And the puck will trickle harmlessly away into the corner. Sooners trying to get Bickford there behind the net, getting a little physical with his teammate.
Couple of wrap chances set aside by Culbertson Bond, staying big in his crease.
Tristan Glass plays it up to Reyes. Reyes tries to get a shot, but it's deflected. Glass has it. Passes it to his defenseman. Shot. Deflected wide. Sadler and Barone fighting for it behind the net. Here comes Sadler. Tries to make a pass, no one there. Team White is just not letting Red get anything go through these shooting lanes, Caleb.
And Sadler kind of had to double clutch right there to get a good grip on the puck. Left just enough time for a White stick to get in there.
Sadler got it to Glass. Glass dumps it, and Team Red gets a much-needed line change. We have reached the 6-minute mark here in the first half. Bickford with it behind his own net. Bickford taking a nice long look at what he's got. Sent it to Barone.
Oh, that one played off the
Turned
boards.
over for Team Red.
Held onside.
Davison to Reyes. Reyes back to Davison. Shot there by a number 64 who was not on our roster for some reason.
Just barely fanned on that one.
Sinclair plays it back to Reyes. Reyes, shot. Save by Culbertson Bonds.
Blocker to side with authority there, and now McKinley sprung.
Here comes McKinley. McKinley, shot. Oh, save by Redmond.
Right off the blade of his skate into the corner.
Here comes Secord's got some space. Shot and just high. Ooh.
Saw the explosive speed of McKinley there. Once he was sprung, he was gone.
McKinley from Odessa, Texas. I believe he played some of his junior hockey up in the New England area. Boston, I believe. Bonifay with a big hit on the Team Red defenseman. Secord with another shot that goes high. There's Cody Wilson. Sends it behind the net to Declan Martin. Martin makes a nice play to protect the puck. Trying to get it to one of his teammates. He gets stuck and Bonifay takes it. Here comes Prouty. Prouty across the ice, and he will dump it in, and he will get a line change. Cody Wilson picks it up from behind his own net. Takes a look. Passes it up and it is bounced over to Tristan Glass. Gage Redmond picks it up from behind his own net and sends it to his defenseman. But here comes Team White. William Blake plays it up to Alex Secord. Secord makes a nice little spin move, trying to protect the puck. Team Red's got it now. Here comes Nicholas Evatt. He's got some space.
Strong.
He's got a man with him. Evatt, shot, score! Nicholas Evatt to put Team Red up 2-0.
Picked the perfect moment to shoot that puck.
Evatt and Littlefield, a couple of new faces for the Sooners, roared in on that 2-on-1. Evatt just held that puck until the last moment and just ripped it right over Brendan Culbertson Bond's blocker. What a shot.
It was kind of a slow developing play back at their own blue line, and then kind of similar to when McKinley got a breakaway earlier, once they were sprung, they were able to turn on the Jets and go.
In a 2-on-1 situation, if you're the defenseman on that play, you always want to play the pass and let the goalie take the shot. Well, he took the shot, but Evatt just put it right over his blocker. Brendan Clark gets it out, and the Reds defense will take it. Blake Morris takes a look, tries to make a pass, but it's deflected and somehow ends up on McKinley's stick, who will tip it into offensive zone, and we will get an icing call here. A little less than 3 minutes to go here in the first half, and we have been treated to a pretty good half of hockey so far.
It's been a high speed, high checking, high intensity. It's about everything you could have wanted to see so far from this team.
We're going to have Nate Payne and Tristan Glass here in the face-off circle.
This is a really experienced unit out there for the white team right now.
Draws one by Payne. Bickford tries to come in. Team Red comes in and steals it with him. We have a 2-on-1 here. That's Duncan Hollander. Pass, and it's a nice play there by Jake Barone to break up that 2-on-1. Here comes Nate Payne. He's got a man with him. Drops it back. Bassett, shot. Pass back to Payne, wasn't there.
That was great discipline defending the 2-on-1, keeping your stick blade on the ice. Without that discipline there, that could have easily been another backdoor opportunity.
McKinley keeps it in. Chipped in by Payne, and it's intercepted by Team Red. Here comes Tristan Glass, but
Great
McKinley
play.
picks it off from Glass. Bassett, nice play there by Tristan Glass to break that up, and here comes Team Red. We have another 2-on-2. Duncan Hollander tries to make a pass there to Glass, but it's deflected. Nate Payne with it now. Payne will dump it in and get a line change. Bregman will play it behind his own net and play it to Connor Fry. Fry takes a look, plays it to his D partner. Fry-Belay plays it back to Fry. White takes it back. That's Cody Wilson, sends it in deep. And we have another icing call. Seems that in the final minutes of this half, we will be playing with a stopping clock, so we will hang out here with 1 minute and 10 seconds to go. Prouty at the dot for Team Red. Team White wins the faceoff back. Secord Takes it around his net, protects the puck. Sends it up to Martin. Martin can't hold on. Frabelet with it. Plays it up to Davison. Picked off by Team White, and it bounces back to Wilson. Or pardon me, that's Connor Fry. Fry plays it up to Sinclair. Sinclair chips it up to Prouty. Prouty with a little bit of space coming in on Secord. Prouty, he's going to shoot pass to Sinclair. Sinclair couldn't get a shot off. Sinclair passes it back up to Fry. Fry will take it back all the way back to their own zone. Makes a nice little spin move there, and he has a little bit of space. Connor Fry coming in with a shot on Culbertson Bond that is saved. Maybe a bit chippy there from a Red player. I believe that was Brendan Davison.
Yeah, it looks like that one kind of had a little funky movement to it. Didn't quite sit in his glove comfortably. Forced to freeze that one to keep another strong chance away from the Red team.
Nicholas Abbott, our goal scorer, in for Team Red on the faceoff there. Team Red wins back to Reyes. Reyes made a nice little pass there, but it's picked off by White. Here comes Secord once again. Secord going wide. He's got some space. Secord shot saved by Redmond's blocker.
And fantastic rebound control to push that all the way back out to the boards. And that'll bring us to the end of the first half.
Well, we have officially played our first game action of the season here at the Blazers Ice Center. We have had some shots, we've had some hits, a few nice saves by our two goaltenders so far. We will see what Coach Arvanitis has to show us in the second half here. We will be back here for a halftime analysis in just a little bit here. But for now, we are going to step aside. You are watching OU Hockey on YouTube. It's so hard when the nameplates don't match the numbers. Like, that's so annoying. I didn't mean to jump on you ever and start doing more than color. I'm trying to do my best to have an analytical side to me. Meanwhile, I don't even know what Corsi is. No one knows. Okay, good. We ask him to get in this place where we can get a good not even like he's a wide receiver or something. Or like a big name. No, he's a punter. The baby drop shit. That shit was so cool. I hit it like 9 more times. I don't know what it is, but Super Mario art style type music is the best type of. I got the Suian type version to my starters. Arceus. I never played Arceus, but if I ever get it, I think I'm gonna pick Violet. What type did he get? Oh no, he's already gifted Sinnoh. All right, ready?
Oh yeah, let's race in Florida in the sun.
And we are back here at a halftime of the annual OU Red and White Scrimmage. We have a score of Team Red 2 and Team White 0. Caleb, what do you think of what we saw so far?
It's been really entertaining so far. It's really great to be back here and just kind of getting back into the energy of it. Hearing hockey noises come off the rink. We got a really good ring off the post earlier. That was super satisfying to hear. And even more satisfying is seeing the level of compete from this team so far.
Yeah, it's still early, so it's not a super high level yet. There's not a lot of sustained possession, a lot of interceptions, a few missed passes here and there, but I've been pretty impressed with the speed so far. I know it's not easy to come into this game after a week of training camp, but I've been very impressed with the pace of play so far.
Yeah, and if last year's scrimmage is anything to tell us from, we'll see two new goalies this time around on the ice. It'd be great to see how they looked. Both Colbert-Simbon and Redmond look fantastic. Saw a couple of acrobatic saves on the white end of the ice from Colbert-Simbon, and then Redmond's vision and angles are perfect the entire period.
I'm very curious to see what Gage Redmond can do in a full season of work this year. He did get to go to training camp this year. I am curious what that's going to do in terms of his play at the start of the year. Last year did take him a bit to settle in, but he did almost have a shutout in his debut against IUP. So we'll see what he can do in a full season.
Yeah, we saw some fantastic play from him here in the Blazers Ice Center as well against, I believe it was Alabama in that series when they came up to Norman to visit. I know he got one of those games, had a fantastic start there as well.
And we did. we're slowly but surely, I think we're seeing what this roster is going to look like when the Crimson Tide do indeed come to town in a couple of weeks. I did like what I saw from Alex Secord. I am a little bit biased, but he was making good plays. He was protecting the puck well. He had good vision. He knew what to do with his passing lanes, and I am curious to see if the Sooners do end up keeping him.
Yeah, and both sides of the ice, the defensive pairings on both ends did a fantastic job stealing off the puck at the blue line and extending their possessions, giving those forwards more time to show what they can do.
And in case anyone forgot who Cameron Bickford is, we were reminded on his first shift who exactly Cameron Bickford is. I don't think anyone skated harder than Cameron Bickford in the first half.
Yeah, when the experience came out, it was a little bit later in the half, but we saw a few units of just veterans from last year on the ice. You could see how that chemistry played in, gave him a little bit of a competitive advantage out there, but the tenacity and the speed from all these new players is also on display just as much.
I like what I saw from Nicholas Evatt in his shift. He had a nice goal in that 2-on-1 on Brendan Culbertson Bond. That was a nice shot.
It was an incredible shot. Top shelf right over the blocker arm. Couldn't have put it anywhere better.
Caleb, it's story time. Are you ready for the story?
I'm absolutely ready.
1 year ago, maybe not today, but during the red and white scrimmage for last year, I was not in this booth, but I was on the ice. I did, in fact, play in this game after a week of training camp during the first week of classes last year in the fall. After the game, I was in the locker room. I waited to talk to the OU hockey coach at the time, Coach Miller, and he sat me down and told me, "Ben, you're cut." So here we are a year later, and here I am doing play-by-play for the red and white game this time around. And I don't have any bruises yet, so I think we're off to a good start.
Hey, we'll end up with a puck in the booth sooner or later this season.
Hopefully not. I don't have the good reflexes yet, Caleb.
Oh, it's going to come from my direction.
Well, the refs are getting back onto the ice. The teams will probably head back on in just a few minutes here. We are going to step aside here. You've been watching OU Hockey on YouTube. That's good. Very smooth segment that time. Oh my God. Our little trash can's gone. Ladies and gentlemen, we are back here on the call. I am Ben Dackey. Alongside me is Caleb Shaw to my left. We have Simon Weingartner, OU hockey forward, working the camera for us this evening here. We are here at the Blazers Ice Center at the OU hockey red and white scrimmage. Team Red is up on Team White 2-0. And it does look like we will see some different goaltenders in for the second half. For Team Red, we have, I am not sure actually, I believe that is Trey Atanasio wearing number 35 for Team Red. And Team White's goalie has not gone out yet, but Culbertson Bond is wearing his backwards hat, so I think his night is done. And Gage Redmond is also heading to the bench, so I believe he is done as well. That is going to be Blake Hatley heading out for Team White. And the recorded Pride of Oklahoma music playing on the speakers.
Always good to hear the Pride. I always played this part a little bit too fast.
Prouty and Payne in the face-off dot, and we are off here in the second half. McKinley sends it up to Payne. Payne tried to chip it deep, but Team Red intercepts it in their own zone. McKinley gets it right back, chips it over to Bickford. Bickford thought he saw someone, but it's picked off immediately by Brendan Clark. Clark sends it deep. Nice block there by Bickford. Bickford has a bit of space here. He's going to try to carry this one out. He's got McKinley with him. Bickford makes a nice move. Bickford shot saved there by Atanasio. Team White still has it. Payne on the point. Payne sends it deep, but Team Red has it now. It's going to be sent all the way over to Prouty. Prouty versus Bickford on the half wall.
Fantastic reflexes there on that save. It looked like at the last moment, Bickford decided to try and go low, go 5-hole, and Atanasio was able to the task.
Back to Bickford now. Bickford takes a look, taking his time. Sends it up to McKinley. McKinley can hold on, and it's turned over back to Team Red. Evatt with it now. Evatt tries to make a move, but he's chipped down by Anthony Catalano. Team White gets it in deep, no icing, as McKinley's on the forecheck. Tried to make a nice quick play there up to Catalano, but it's picked off. Wilson thought he saw a forward in the neutral zone, but it's picked off by Team Red, and they will ice it all the way down, and we will get a face-off in the White team's offensive zone. Bit slower pace here in the first couple of minutes, a bit more measured passes, Caleb.
Yeah, it looks like everyone's a little bit more deliberate what they're doing so far. We still see the physicality kind of ramping up as the play intensifies each possession. Little break here will be good for them, catch their breath, see what comes up next.
White wins the draw back to Secord. Secord shot saved by Atanasio.
Great vision there to see through traffic and pick that one off.
Second verse, same as the first, as we will get right back to where we were a second ago, as we will get another face-off. Team White wins it back again. Martin plays it back to Secord. Secord sends it around the wall. Reyes trying to get it. Reyes sends it back to Swearingen. Swearingen puts it up to Christopher Littlefield, who will send it in deep.
Icing's waved off on that one. Play will continue.
Wilson sends it up to Martin. Martin hit immediately, and he will get it back to Wilson. Wilson can't get a handle on it and will be put back in deep into White zone. Bonifay takes a look, tries to go wide, turns it over. Reyes turns it back over to Glass. Evatt chips it back, and it will go all the way back into Team Red zone, and it's covered up by Atanasio. We will get another face-off right to Atanasio's right. A lot of possession time here for Team White so far. Reyes plays it back behind him, no one there. Blakemore sends it in deep again. Tried to find Caden Peterson, it looks like. And here comes Team Red.
Oh, seeing pass almost got through. It looks like that's going to be blown dead offside.
I think that is our first offside call of the night so far. The linesmen haven't had a super busy night so far. Not a lot of stoppages in play. They've been letting the boys play for the most part.
It's been good to see, too. It's letting the speed really show itself from this squad so far.
Getting a bit chippy here in the neutral zone as Team Red tries to win it back.
And so if you're coaching this situation, seeing the white side of the scrimmage down 2-0, do you play your experience more here on that roster or some more of the new guys, see what you have in a situation like this, see who's got the poise?
I think in a game like this, you just roll your lines like normal. I think you want to give everybody an equal chance to shine here because who knows? There might be a few guys here who might never play hockey at this level ever again. So you want to give everyone a fair shot to really make this roster. Couple of nice shots there on Blake Hatley, but Hatley with a nice couple of saves there.
A couple of bodies went down behind the play, no call provided.
Brendan Clark slips and slides a little bit. That's Logan Sadler with it now, who is hit by Carson Bassett. Up to Payne, who shoots it wide.
And now more extracurriculars back at the blue line. A couple more bodies hit the ice.
Carson Bassett with it now, chips it up to a team white defenseman who will put it back to McKinley. McKinley with it, trying to go wide. He's got some space. McKinley tried to get it to Payne, but it's chipped wide. Team Red's got the puck in their own zone, and they will regroup.
Seems like the ice might be tilted toward the north side of the arena tonight.
Here comes Sadler. Sadler making some moves, but it's chipped away by Payne. Sinclair picks it off, sends it out, tries to get it to Prouty, but it's instead finds the stick of Nate Payne, who will chip it back into red zone. Connor Fry gets it to Sinclair. Sinclair crossing over, tries to get through, but he's stood up by McKinley. McKinley's got a bit of space here. He's going to take it himself. McKinley sends it in deep, and it's deflected by Sinclair's skate, who will send it all the way over to Prouty, and we've got a 2-on-2. 3-on-2. Prouty drops it back to Sadler. He'll drop back. Tried to get it to Prouty, but he missed his target. Bickford had it behind his own net. Sent it to Martin.
It was a clever play to try to buy some time right there. If he was able to find tape-to-tape pass, another good chance would have been developed there for the red team.
Reds knocking on the door here. Let's see if they can capitalize. Prouty over to the slot. Shot wide.
Oh, stuck on his natural side there, too.
Connor Fry tried to keep it in, but Declan Martin stood up, and the puck was deflected out of play.
And so, Ben, in that scenario as a player, when you have that one-timer coming out in front from a sharp angle, do you like being on your natural side or on your offside to get some more power behind it?
I think it's always easier to be on your natural side because it's when you want to get the puck away quickly, you're just not going to get that if you're on your back end.
Right.
Nicholas Evidin for Team Red in the faceoff dot. As the linesman whistled it dead for some reason, but here we go again.
We've seen what he can do with a clear lane tonight.
Secord with a nice breakout pass, and here comes Team White. Declan Martin gets it in deep, and he will be the first one to the puck. Or maybe Tristan Bonifay will get there first. Martin has it behind the net with Matthew Reyes close behind. Martin still has possession. Tried to get it in front of the net. He had Bonifay, but couldn't hold on. Secord gets it in deep back to Martin. Martin is leveled by Swearingen.
He stood up in the corner there. Physicality starting to ramp up as we approach 17 minutes to go.
Here comes Reyes. Reyes has got a bit of space here. He's got some wheels. Let's see what he can do with it. Reyes plays it back to the middle. Sends it back to his partner. Shot save there by Hatley. Swearingen with another shot. Deflected away into the corner by Hatley. Abbott had it, but he lost it. William Blake with it now. Turns it over back to red team.
A big shoulder thrown behind the play there.
Baird shot deflected harmlessly away by Hatley. Baird hasn't seen much action so far tonight. Secord with it behind the net. Taking his time, and he will just ice it. Icing is waved off. Glass with it. Glass taking his time. Tries to get it to Sadler, who's immediately met by Blake Morris. Cade Russell defending the puck there in his own corner. Sadler chips it back to Glass. Glass immediately met by Payne. 4 Sooners behind the net fighting over that puck.
A lot of space near the point if Red Tip can get this one free.
Payne's got it. Payne sends it all the way over to number 7. That's Brendan Clark. Brendan Clark is stood up there by Alex Fraboulet.
He's able to fork it into the zone. Nothing doing that time.
Here comes Team Red. We've got a 2-on-3. Duncan Hollander trying to make a few moves, but Team White is not letting him by. Cade Russell tried to get out of his own zone, but was stood up by a couple of Red players. Getting a bit chippy here, Nate Payne. And the puck is iced all the way down, and we will get one more stoppage here. We are seeing a bit slower of a pace here. I think these guys might be a bit tired.
Yeah, we've seen a little bit more of kind of deliberate passes too. A good chance right out in front of Atanasio. Could have brought this to a 1-goal game, but the bevy of humanity out in front of the net there. Too many sticks in one place for anybody to get a good shot off.
I've sat through a lot of OU hockey games over the past few years, and there is a lot less yapping between the benches than there would be in a regular season OU hockey game.
Oh, I can attest to that as well.
Shot there deflected high as Team Red tries to get something going here.
And the emotion and the heart from this team is never less than a 10, but when we have a rivalry in this building,
Connor Fry takes down Cade Russell, but it looks like the refs are going to let play go on.
And they've done so all night, too. We've seen a couple of possible stick infractions behind the play, even on the puck. Everything's been let go so far.
Well, typically for an ACHA game, we will have 2 referees and 2 linesmen. Tonight we just have the 2 linesmen, so not a lot of calls made here tonight. Here comes Nate Payne. He's going to come in by himself. Payne, shot, saved by Atanasio.
Still held on.
Now, we don't know how many goalies Coach Arvanitis is going to hold on to, but after the injury issues that plagued the Sooners goaltenders last year, you got to figure they're keeping at least 3.
And it'd be good to see some more depth at the position. Good to see depth at any position on this roster.
Well, there was the operating plan heading into last season. It was going to be Brendan Culbertson Bond and Phil Babb, but Phil Babb left the team after training camp had concluded, and it was just going to be Culbertson Bond, and then Gage Redmond came in and played very well. So it does seem that Redmond and Bond are going to be the 1 and 2. But we don't know who else that Arvanitis is going to keep, at least not yet.
We did see some playing time from Trey Atanasio last year as well. He was solid in his chances in the net. Had a fantastic game here tonight so far as well.
Nicholas Evatt is trying to give himself his best chance to make this team. Here comes Reyes. Reyes makes a move and can't get the shot off. Reyes sends it up to his own point. Tried to get it. His defenseman tried to get it back to him but couldn't hold on. Here's Evatt. Evatt makes a nice little move. Pass to the nice shot there, and it's saved by Hatley.
He's shown a great release a couple of times tonight, both on the goal he scored earlier and right there, able to corral the puck quickly and get it off with some velocity.
I think he might have some of the most puck possession out of any of the Sooners players so far here tonight.
He's been very impressive and all over the ice and all over the stat sheet.
I'm going to be very upset when I learn that I've been saying his last name wrong all night. Tristan Glass in the faceoff dot for Team Red. Tristan Bonifay in for White. Bickford picks it up. He's protecting the puck, gets it over to McKinley. McKinley chips it over to Bassett. Bassett just sends it in deep, and Red will regroup. Brannon with it, taking his time, making a few moves, loses it. Picked up by Swearingen. Swearingen chips it up. That's Duncan Hollander with it. Tries to send it over back to Glass. Glass can't hold on. Hollander sends it back into the zone. Glass chasing it, but it's picked off by Secord. Secord making some moves, loses it. Glass with it again. Secord tries to make a move, can't get around Hollander. And the puck is fired out of play.
One landed just a couple of feet from the office doors right behind us.
We are getting closer and closer to getting a puck joining us in the booth, which we have had happen a few too many times over the years.
We're not going to keep manifesting it this time. We both had a long day and our reflexes are not up to snuff at the moment.
William Blake versus Nicholas Evatt in the faceoff dot here in the white defensive zone. And it's won back by Blake. But Evatt picks it up in the corner. He's going to go all the way around the net, and he tries to get it back to Swearingen, but Swearingen can't keep it in.
His motor has not been turned down from setting 11 all night long.
Swearingen tried to get it deep, it's picked up by Secord, sends it back to Swearingen. Swearingen gets it back to Fry. Fry will just send it in deep. Evatt on the forecheck, meets Secord. Secord gets it over to Wilson. Brendan Clark gets it out of the zone for Team White, and it will go all the way down, and we will get an icing call. 9 minutes and 30 seconds here to go in the second half. We are still sitting at a score of 2-0.
And for the White team here, you really do want to start ratcheting up the pressure if you can with these last few minutes coming up. We will get some clock stoppages if the first half is anything to show us tonight.
It might be the last 5 minutes, I'm not sure.
But with the clock running until at least that point, probably want to get some pressure started in soon.
Prouty wins it back to Sinclair. Sinclair shoots it wide. Brendan Clark tries to get it out. Picked off by Sinclair, but it's picked off there by Catalano. Catalano is met hard there by Fry, and we get a stoppage.
Another good glove save there as well. I know last year we did see the penalty shootout after the game as well. We may have another one this year.
You know, I have no recollection of that. I should, but I don't. I would like to have a discussion with whoever picked the music for tonight's contest. Cade Russell gets it in deep for Team White, and Atanasio will simply cover it up, and we will get another face-off. The clock continues to tick down on Team White's chances to make a bit of a comeback here. Can't say I've listened to a lot of Katy Perry songs at a hockey game before. Have you, Caleb?
Not that I can remember. Although there have been some fireworks tonight.
Oh my God, Caleb. Puck was chipped over to Sinclair, but he turns it over to Blake Morris. Morris shoots it wide. Reyes tried to chip it up to his partner. It finds its way back to Sinclair. Sinclair turns it over to Martin. Martin was met by a couple of red shirts, and it's played back to Reyes. Reyes sends it back to Frabelet. Frabelet plays it up, but it's picked off. Back to Reyes, who will send it back over to Glass. Glass is by himself. Met by Blake Morris on the half wall. Glass with a nice little spin move, protecting that puck. Glass roars in. Shot, save by Hatley.
It was a really sharp angle.
White trying to get some possession here. And the puck will be saved by Hatley, and we are getting another stoppage here. You know, after this season has concluded, and with OU hockey and OU football, we're kept very busy. But I would very much like to not have the two OU sports I watch more than anything else talking about coaching changes and regime changes. I'd like a bit of stability going into the season.
It's been a very turbulent year for OU sports.
Yeah, especially for us. Like the football was enough, but for guys who follow the hockey program like us, it's a lot.
And now a good time of any to shout out Ethan McKinley for all the dedication and hard work he's put in being an ambassador for this team off the ice all summer with the season upcoming.
He even hopped on the Zamboni and resurfaced the ice himself between halves. Duncan Hollander being met by his maybe future captain Cameron Bickford there in the corner. 2 reds and 2 whites are fighting over the puck in the corner. Hollander gets it, can't hold on, plays it back up to Fraboulet. He'll send it up to Glass. Glass will just chip it in, and White will take possession. That's Jake Barone, who will send it all the way up to McKinley, who's all by himself. McKinley's got Bassett with him. Oh, but it's turned over, and Hollander's with it now.
So he got a little bit tangled up.
Hollander carried it in, but Tristan Glass was offside.
That was a good chance developing there for McKinley. He had a man coming up in the middle of the ice, had a seam to pass to, but it looked like he got a little bit tangled up in the legs of Duncan Hollander.
If he could have just gotten a bit more space there, McKinley would have had a pretty good chance there.
And we now approach the 5-minute mark of this second half.
Puck is won back to Secord. Secord will send it to his defensive partner, Wilson. Wilson will send it all the way down, but it's picked up by Blake Swearingen. Swearingen sends it over to Baird, who will send it back to... Puck will end up all the way back into red zone, trying to get it out. A few white shirts circling, but it will be sent back into neutral zone. Secord versus Evitt. Gets it back over to Clark. Clark drops it back. Here's the shot. Saved by Atanasio.
And it looks like the 5-minute mark. Oh, maybe not quite, because the clock is still running here.
I wasn't too sure about the goaltenders that were at training camp, not named Culbertson, Bond, and Redmond, but Atanasio came in here for the second half, and he has been very solid so far this evening.
Yeah, both sides. Probably a few more shots faced here on the red side of the ice, but great poise from both sides of the ice.
Team White wins the faceoff back. Wilson has it. Wilson takes a look. Sends it into the corner over to Clark. Clark's shot, score!
They needed
William Blake with a nice shot, and Team White is on the board.
They needed it desperately. And approaching the 3.5-minute mark, got a 1-goal hockey game.
We haven't called his name a lot tonight, but William Blake is on the score sheet, and that might look pretty good if he's maybe one of the last players to make this team.
On to take this draw as well.
Blake wins it back to Wilson. Wilson will send it all the way down, and icing is waved off. Bassett sends it up the wall over to Littlefield. Littlefield chips it up. Secord chasing after it.
A lot of speed from Evitt there.
Secord with a nice spin move left Evitt in the dust.
Looks like he blew a tire coming out of that corner.
Secord has plenty of space. Protecting the puck. Thought he had a man, but he is met with physicality from Connor Fry. Littlefield trying to chip it out, but White's defense holds strong.
Oh, Evans off a body in front. They'll keep it in.
Secord back with it again.
And it looks like a shot of adrenaline has been injected into both sides here after that late goal.
1-goal game. Here comes Evitt again. We've called his name a lot so far tonight. Evitt tried to squeeze through a couple of White, but couldn't hold on to the puck. White sends it up to, gets back to Martin rather. Martin has a man with him. Ooh, Blake Morris had a wide open net there, but couldn't get his stick on the puck.
And the big body of Martin there.
Here comes Logan Sadler. Sadler shot, saved by Hatley. Deflected over to Tristan Glass. He will take another shot. Another shot by Sadler, and it's deflected wide by Hatley. Couple of late chances here for Team Red, seeing if they can get back their 2-goal lead. Glass sends it to his man, chipped over harmlessly by Hatley. Fry sends it to Reyes. Reyes takes a look, skates in, shoots and hits Hatley right on the OU on his chest.
And now we will get a stoppage of the clock here. Perhaps it was within 2 minutes, but we'll get a stoppage at 1:29 here. Just under 90 seconds left for the white team to try and tie this one up.
If Team White can get the puck out of their defensive zone here, expect Blake Hatley to maybe make a run to the bench for a 6th attacker. Payne versus Prouty. It feels like these two have seen each other a lot in the face-off dot tonight. And it's won by White. Bassett tries to chip it out, but there's no space. Swearingen will send it in deep. White defenseman takes a look, sends it up to Payne, who will chip it. And it's out of play, and the puck will go all the way down back into White's defensive zone.
Some fantastic reflex from the linesman there. Had to bring his neck back just in the nick of time to avoid taking that puck up high.
That is not what you want when you're Team White. This getting the faceoff all the way down here means you can't pull your goalie and get that 6th attacker back on the ice. Same lines will stay out there. Nate Payne and, it looks like they're going to send Brendan Sinclair for Team Red to take this faceoff. And it's won by Sinclair, who will win it back, but Connor Fry can't hold on. Fry with it. Taking his time. We're down to the 1 minute mark here in the second half. Fry sends it back to Swearingen. Swearingen.
Watch out for some aggressive moves here from the white team.
Swearingen sends it back to Fry. Fry up the wall, back to Sinclair. Sinclair over to Prouty. Prouty got it back to Davison, who sends it in deep. Team Red circling the net.
Down to 45 seconds. You got to get possession here.
Bickford trying to fight for possession over Prouty, but can't hold on to the puck. Sinclair chips it back to Prouty. Prouty sends it all the way back up to the point to Barone.
Knocked down.
Here comes Cameron Bickford. Bickford has McKinley with him. Bickford. Oh, what a block there by Connor Fry.
Looks like they'll ice the puck here with 11 seconds.
Cameron Bickford had a lane, but Connor Fry slid in and did not let that puck by him. That is a huge block for Team Red.
And it seemed like just a little bit of indecision there at the last moment from Bickford to take that shot or to pass across the ice for a one-timer.
He did have McKinley with him. I don't know exactly what Bickford was going to do there. That could have gone either way, but what a block there by Connor Fry. That could have been a tie game. Payne and Prouty once more in the faceoff dot. One back to McKinley.
Down to 8 seconds.
McKinley gets it to Bickford, and Team Red will get it out. And here comes Brendan Davison on the empty net, and Team Red will win this game 3-1.
What entertainment. 50 minutes of fantastic entertainment tonight. And it looks like it is all smiles between both teams as well after the fact here.
Well, it was a good 50 minutes of hockey. A lot of hugs, a lot of smiles, and I don't know if they will do the traditional salute to the crowd here.
Looks like we'll get another played out from the Pride of Oklahoma here.
But after an off-season filled with uncertainty and change and turnover in the management department, a new coach, a new GM, a new home, the Sooners are officially back in the hockey business.
You know who's not back?
I think I know, but you can say it.
I think Texas is not back.
Texas is not back, that is correct.
You know, and with the Pride of Oklahoma playing now, my chance for a little story, I did get to perform the last ever pregame show where the horns down was part of our routine.
We've got an interesting broadcast crew for you, and we will have a few more people joining us as the season goes on. To our friends, Matt Bowling and John Adkins and Ben Thomas, we miss you, but we know that you're doing big things elsewhere. And I'm Ben Dackey. With me is Caleb Shaw. We will be with you on the broadcast every step of the way for this OU hockey season. Be sure to follow the OU Hockey Twitter account, the OU Hockey Instagram account, and just keep an eye out for this OU hockey team because I think we're in for some good things this year.
And if you do use Facebook, I believe we're on there somewhere.
Anyway, I'm Ben Dacue. With me is Caleb Shaw. We will see you next time.